And a very happy Halloween to everybody this October 2024. And over the weekend, we had a ton of reveals from Hasbro, courtesy of the MCM Comic-Con in London, as well as the Hasbro Pulse 1027 event, which wrapped up over the weekend. And in this video, we will be focusing on the Marvel Legends, the Star Wars The Black Series, G.I.Joe Classified Series, and of course, the Transformers, the Studio Series and Studio Series 86, as well as the new and upcoming generations mainline Age of the Prime. So let's get right to it. We begin with some Marvel Legends in the upcoming Captain America 4 Brave New World. We've got the new Sam Wilson as Captain America, the former Falcon, now Captain America, and he's looking absolutely gorgeous with this new paint deco and those wings. I think they did a proper job this time. We've had several releases of this version of Sam, and I think this is going to be the best one yet. I love the colors. I love how this figure is looking. I think I'm gonna have to get this one, maybe pre-order him when they drop. We get to see a lot of the same things that we've seen in previous figures, but I think lots of pinless joints. The shield could be new. Most of the wings I think should be a redo, probably with just better articulation. But that head sculpt, really good on this one. You've got his buddy, the new Falcon, done in the proper green and silver and beige colors. It looks to be similar wings, but I think this one is much smaller, probably less articulation. And then they gave us a look at the new Red Hulk Thunderbolt Ross, and played by Harrison Ford. It looks to be a lot of recycled parts, but probably a new chest, new head sculpt. Still looking good. I love the shade of red that they used for this one. Oh yeah, definitely looking so good. I'm just hoping this is slightly bigger than the Endgame or Infinity War Hulk, Endgame Hulk. I could be the same figure. I just hope it's slightly bigger. And then finally, from Marvel Legends, at the Pulse 1027 event, they revealed a render of the upcoming Warbird. And I'm thinking this thing looks way better than the Warbird figure. It probably has similar articulation, but I'm really liking this costume more for this figure and body sculpt. Moving on to Star Wars The Black Series at the London Comic-Con. We've got a bunch of new Black Series figures, starting with Luminara Unduli. Wow, this is a terrific looking figure. It's taken them a while to migrate all those 3.75-inch figures from the vintage collection, from the, I think there was this 3.75-inch Black Series collection. There were a bunch of really well-made figures. Now they're migrating them into the 6-inch or 1/12 scale format, and this figure is looking absolutely terrific. Great detail. You got some soft goods on this figure, and just a wonderful head sculpt. Very movie accurate, or some would say be Clone Wars accurate. But yeah, I'm loving this figure. Then we have Shakti, Master Shakti, with all the details of this figure. This figure looks huge. I actually thought they were going to do this as a deluxe figure, but it's a regular figure with tons of soft goods. Her Leku, the lightsaber, the paint apps on this figure, just amazing deco. I mean, that head sculpt, no quality issues in the prototype. I mean, usually the white paint bleeding with the darker colors, that's usually where Hasbro has a lot of flaws with their figures, but this one's looking great, looking terrific. And then we have Sebulba from the pod race. Oh man, I wasn't sure about this figure, but showing the actual prototypes of the figure, wow, this is looking to be one of the best Black Series figures from Hasbro. I'm getting a vibe, the same vibe like I got from the droids, the battle droids that they came up with. I thought they were gonna suck, but when you get them in hand, they look absolutely fantastic. This one looks phenomenal. I think it's gonna be one of the best figures they've released for next year. I think his legs and arms both have articulation, so they're not just static limbs. And that head sculpt, wow, Black Series has come a long way. And then finally, for the Black Series at the Hasbro 1027 Pulse event, we have Darth Maul's brother, Savage Opress. And I didn't think they were going to do this figure, but it is an amazing looking figure. And the details on this figure, he was one of my favorite characters in the cartoon. And I think they did justice to this guy, giving him a mix of soft goods and molded plastic for the fabric, soft pieces of his outfit. And they gave him 2 weapons, his spear and his double-bladed lightsaber. Look at that head sculpt. I mean, come on. Unfortunately, it is a deluxe figure, so it's gonna be a little pricier than your regular Black Series figures. On to G.I.Joe Classified Series, we got a bunch of render reveals, or artwork reveals, I should say, for the retro collection. We're gonna get Flint and the Televipers. I'm actually more interested in that Flint, because the regular release was pretty good, but it didn't have that nostalgia factor from our childhood in the 80s. And this one has it, and I'm really looking forward to this Flint figure. Then we get CoverGirl. You know, I'm not sure if we actually had a 3.75-inch CoverGirl as a single figure. I think she came with a vehicle or some accessory. I think she came with a bridge layer. I could be wrong. Somebody let me know where she came up. I never had a CoverGirl figure nor the bridge layer, so I'm not quite sure where this. But we're getting a retro carded version, and if it's anything like what the Super 7 did, it's probably gonna look better than the main line that we got, which looked like Squirrel Girl. Then we get a look at the new Cobra Law Enforcer, Nemesis Immortal. I guess he's Nemesis Immortal now instead of Nemesis Enforcer. I think in the comic books he was Nemesis Immortal, but in the cartoons I remember he was Nemesis Enforcer. Nemesis Enforcer! Globules was like, Nemesis Enforcer, save me! And we got the prototype images from the 1027 event, and the figure looks just bonkers. I mean, come on. This is an awesome figure, probably one of the biggest classified series that Hasbro's ever done. And he comes with a ton of accessories. I think those forearm blades that come out of his gloves or his gauntlets. He's got an alternate head sculpt, which is, don't know if that's from the comic books, but I remember from the cartoons he's wearing that the purple head. And then in the toy, I think he had some form of tendril backpack instead of just the wings. The toy had this really corny bat wings that really didn't do much, but in the cartoon I thought it was pretty cool in that G.I.Joe movie cartoon, and this one is looking fantastic. I mean, the details on the figure's body sculpts, it's a mix of cartoon accuracy and they gave a modern take to it. Not modern, which means I don't know if he's appeared currently in current G.I. Joe media, but it's a modern updated take with better details and less smooth lines. We got more organic, more carapace looking armor. I'm really liking this one. Those wings are just sick. I mean, come on, articulated wings. Really looking like a man bat, and that's how the tendril backpack worked. I never really got that. Somebody let me know if in the cartoon movie that he had that backpack. I don't recall him showing off those tendril backpacks, but he is Cobra Law, so it does make sense to have something like that. Yeah, and that artwork, this is gonna be the artwork on the box. I mean, come on. I think I'm gonna have to pre-order this one. This is one of those things that you don't pass up on, because if you're a big fan of G.I. Joe, especially that movie, you gotta get this. And then we got our looks at upcoming G.I. Joe mainline figures. We have Heavy Duty. Oh, I remember this figure growing up as a kid. My other brother had it, and I always wanted this figure, but he didn't want to trade it or give it up for some reason, and it's looking pretty good. I love that harness with the rocket launchers, but based on this render, oh, I'm worried that this is gonna look like the metal head, like the rockets are just going to, you'll have to pose it as launched instead of just stored on the harness. And that's probably my only worry about this figure, because the metal head was actually pretty good, but I didn't like the fact that you had to pose it always with a rocket launched. So I'm hoping with this figure, you can actually store the rockets into those launchers. And then we have a look at the Frag Viper. I remember having this figure as a kid, one of my favorite figures of all time when I was a kid, because he had those grenades. He had that high-alai launcher that you would lob those grenades. And this one is a modern take on that figure. If you remember growing up in the 80s, this is what it looked like. And I thought it was pretty cool. He had machine guns and that grenade launcher. I thought it was pretty corny. You would lob it like high-alai. But it was pretty cool back in the day. You know, growing up as a kid, there was a lot of these really over-the-top figures from G.I. Joe. This was one of them, and I really liked it. And finally, moving on to the Transformers. We've got a bunch of studio series, starting off with Transformers the Bumblebee movie. We've got Deluxe Class Studio Series Bumblebee in the Volkswagen Beetle format, and this was a little bit surprising because I think we've already had this figure from the studio series line. I don't know why they're redoing it. My guess is this is a variant of sorts, probably from the end scene, and before he turned into a Camaro, and then it's probably going to have better articulation. I'm just hoping it has better transformation because that studio series Bumblebee movie figures were just extremely difficult to transform because of the clearance issues. And then we have, this was a inevitable repaint. We've got from the studio series Rise of the Beast, we've got Ape Link, and it's looking to be just like the Optimus Primal figure, done with just different gauntlets, different shoulders, and a brand new head sculpt. And I was shocked. I thought they would they'd give us a Commander class figure for this one, because in the movie it was way bigger than Optimus Primal. They're giving him the those nunchucks and the key, the Cyber Planet key, was it the Transwarp key, plus some blades. But the legs, oh, those horrible Optimus Primal legs. They probably modified the chest a bit. It's just the same figure, so it's a little disappointing. The alt mode with the blades, they do look good, but from the looks of these renders, I think the DNA kit, the DNA design, I think they did it better. They did a better job with the Ape Link kit that they just released like a month ago. So yeah, from the looks of things, it definitely just looks like Optimus Primal just redone in Ape Link deco. And we have Studio Series 86 Jazz. Now I get this. A lot of people had a difficult time tracking down the deluxe class figure, and my only hope is that this is not a straight up repack. I'm hoping this is something like a remold of the plastic, because the first version of this figure, I say first version because there was a second version and a third version. The third version was from the Dramatic Capture series from Takara Tomy. The second version was from the 5-pack from Legacy United. The first version had a bunch of parts that were yellowing after a few months, and I'm hoping they recast and remold those pieces into something like what they did with the Legacy figure, because the Legacy figure, I have it to this day and it hasn't started yellowing. So I'm hoping they do that with this repack and not just like a straight up repack of some leftover stocks. And then we have what I thought was probably pretty exciting, and I knew this was going to happen when I reviewed the Ratchet figure. We have the Gamer Edition Ironhide. This is a figure I'm really excited for because I loved that Ratchet figure, but between Ratchet and Ironhide, I'm more partial to Ironhide. And this one I think is looking much better with the colors. And if it's anything at all like the Ratchet figure I reviewed, the Gamer Edition, this thing's going to be awesome. It's just a shame. I think they're going to give him only a gun, because Ratchet had the axe, and I'm hoping they give him something else other than that blaster. Like, if it's not an axe, it could be like a sword, or maybe an axe as well. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. But the colors on this one, if they're true to this render, it's gonna be great. And then we have from Dark of the Moon Studio Series Q, or Wheeljack, and from the looks of it, this thing's gonna be a pretty highly detailed figure. I'm just hoping that this isn't going to be a small figure with a bunch of clearance issues, but the details on this render looking absolutely great. And then we have finally what everyone's been waiting for, a Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, and hopefully soon we will get the Last Night Optimus Prime in Studio Series format, because we've gotten all 3 Primes, the first 3 movies. Now we get this guy. The colors do look different. They said the colors weren't final. They were going to do a lot more. I mean, if they can do a good job with the colors on this one, you know, I think it's going to be a great figure. I didn't really like this version of Optimus Prime, even the truck mode. I mean, it had a lot of deviation from the source material from G1, but I thought it worked great in the movie. I mean, you know, the transformation was horrible. Of course, it was ridiculously difficult to transform most of the figures except for the big ones that were easy, that were clamshells. But this one is Studio Series. I'm expecting this one to be very involved. I'm hoping they do a proper job with the colors. I hope they do some paint apps on this one instead of just unpaintable plastic pieces, the shiny piece. I mean, they could do that if they want to, but I hope they pick plastic resin. They pick a plastic color that really has some gloss, some flake on it, and not just the standard craptastic dull plastic we've been getting from Studio Series. But yeah, this is very exciting. I'm all for this figure. And then we have Shockwave. Now this was a surprise. I'm not sure, I didn't quite hear what they said. I'm not sure if this is going to be a repack, because a lot of people found it difficult to find that leader class Shockwave with the Empire Troopers, and you know, but from the render it looks like he's gotten some new accessories, some new weapons. I don't know, it could be a new figure or a retooled figure. Somebody let me know in the comments what this is going to be. But if it's a repack with different colors, with probably better colors, I think it's still a good move on the part of Hasbro, helping collectors get this figure. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this one turns out. And then finally, last 2 sets of reveals from the Hasbro Pulse 1027 event. We've got 40 years anniversary, The Fallen Megatronus, and he's very comic book accurate. He's looking great. This artwork looks amazing. Very, very comic book accurate with those flames and that head sculpt. Even the tank mode, I got a little bit worried that this was going to be just a major retool of that. That's a Megatron Earthrise Siege Megatron mold, but it's looking to be a new mold. So they revealed the prototypes. It's got some flame effects. He's got a long tank barrel with a removable suppressor. He's got the guns. He's so beefy. He's like a Hulk version of Megatron. And yeah, I was afraid this was going to be like just a Tarn redeco. But the engineering could be the same or probably similar engineering with the Megatron, War for Cybertron Trilogy Megatron and Tarn. I don't know, but it looks to be a brand spanking new mold, new chest, new torso, new legs, new weapons. If I didn't know better, this looks like a commander class, but they're saying it's like what, a leader class? Probably a leader class. And you see the title on the box. The box looks great. It says the 13 Megatronus The Fallen. So are we getting all 13 primes, including Optimus Prime, of course? If they're doing that, this is going to be an amazing Generations mainline line of the Age of the Primes. I mean, come on. This is going to be great. If this prototype says anything at all with the final product, oh, wow, it looks absolutely gorgeous. The plastic they chose, the black grays and the purple plastic, wow, they didn't have to do much painting on this thing, but I wish we get more paint. I mean, metallic paint on this one. This thing's gonna pop. And looking at that tank mode, if you can see a lot of the panels where they go, I think it's a really brand new mold. The new engineering. I'm hoping this is a very good involved transformation. And then finally, we have a look at the new and upcoming Studio Series 86 Devastator. Beginning with two figures that they revealed. We've got Scrapper. Oh, I think he's always been the leader of the Constructicons. He is a Voyager class. I think this set is going to be it's not a set, but this wave of this Devastator figures or Constructicon figures is going to be a mix of what? 4 Voyagers and 2 Deluxes. The arms being the Deluxes, Bone Crusher and Scavenger. But everybody else is going to be a Voyager, and you know, he looks great. They said this is not the final colors, but I'm already loving the colors. I mean, if they can put chrome on this thing, I would be so in on this. I mean, oh, it looks great as it is. There's some hollow pieces. I can still see some hollow bits right there, but the sculpt looks so G1. And this is the artwork, the Photoshop image. Yeah, it's good, but from the prototype, it's looking very, very similar. Man, this alt mode. Oh wow. I'm so excited for this. And he forms the right leg of Devastator. And you can see Mixmaster right there. There's looking to be a lot of non-transforming pieces. Some pieces that are, yeah, I mean, I get it. The old G1 toy, you combined all 6 pieces, it looked funny. It needs some articulation, and I think that's what they're doing with this one. I just don't know how the arms and the thighs are going to play into this, but I'm very excited for this one. This new Devastator is looking so much beefy, and I keep using the word beefy, I'm sorry, but he's really looking very hulkish. A lot more colossal than the old Combiner Wars version, probably looking a lot more posable and stable. But they said he's going to be much smaller. He's going to be the size of Menasor, so pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to this one, but yeah, I like I said, I just want to know how the forearms and the thighs are going to play out into this, and you know, I hope they find a way to incorporate those pieces into the robot mode and alt mode, and they better give that fist more articulation. It's looking to be, that fist is looking to be something from the Combiner Wars. Now come on, Hasbro, we're past the Prime Wars trilogy. You better step up, give us some articulation so that DNA Kit doesn't have to outdo you and put out a kit for this set. Then we have the Deluxe class, one of the Deluxe class limbs or arms. We've got Bone Crusher. He looks great with all those green, and the articulation is a proper one on this one. I hope the final product looks closer to this one. Look at that alt mode. Oh man, come on, let's go, Hasbro. And we see Bone Crusher here forming the left arm of Devastator, and you can see a bit of that head sculpt, oh, and the chest. Wow, super excited. I mean, I hope this thing turns out great. And you can see in this comparison, even if Scrapper is a Voyager class figure and Bone Crusher is a Deluxe, they're about the same height. They said they were doing what they did with Ratchet and Ironhide in the Studio Series, complex Deluxe class figures that are sold as Voyager class figures. And you know what? I'm all for that. If the scale is correct, and they need some more budget for details and articulation and engineering, sure, okay, but they better deliver on this one. I mean, the transformation should be spot on, get rid of those clearance issues, and the colors. I mean, if these are just the prototype colors, I cannot wait for the final colors. And here they are with the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, and the scale is looking perfect. I think the boxes look great, and particularly of note is they've brought back the plastic window. So for April next year, 2025, we'll get the first 2 figures. Months later, we'll get the rest of the team, and I like the fact that they're being released very close to each other and not like towards the end of the year, because a lot of times retailers would cancel the final wave. So this is good, but I'm still hoping and holding out for a boxed set. It doesn't have to be Hasbro. It could be Takara Tomy. That would be great. I would love a box set of this one. And here is the gray prototype of Devastator with Menasor. And despite being the same scale, he still looks much bigger. Yeah, I think he's like a full inch, but an centimeter and a half taller. Is that right? Than Menasor. Yeah, he's looking more hulkish. I think this is going to be a terrific set. I cannot wait for this. So there you have it, folks. Those have been the Hasbro reveals over the weekend from the MCM London Comic-Con, as well as the Hasbro Pulse 1027 event. I'm absolutely excited for 2025. I think Hasbro is going in the right direction with these, and I'm really hoping they go full on with the quality of their releases for 2025. Don't give us crap. If you keep giving us figures like this Optimus Prime, you're not gonna hear anything from me, any negative thing from me. If you continue to deliver absolute quality premium figures like that Optimus Prime, even if it's just deluxes, core class, Voyager, leader, whatever, make it a good, great, amazing figure all the time. Don't give us reasons on budget. Don't give us reasons on, oh, you didn't have time to do this and all that. No excuses, period. Give us fantastic figure and the fans are going to show up. I'm not going to complain if you keep doing that. And here's to 2025. I'm looking for a terrific year. Not even the end of 2024 yet, but very, very excited for the upcoming year. So let me know what you guys think of this weekend's reveals for the Marvel Legends, Star Wars The Black Series, G.I.Joe Classified Series, and the Transformers Studio Series, and Age of the Primes. Were there anything that you absolutely loved about the reveals? Were there anything you disliked? I loved most of them. I'm really excited for Hasbro next year. And I want to wish everybody a happy and safe Halloween. Have fun trick-or-treating, watch out for the tricks, and enjoy your treats. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.